August 2017. Just sitting in the woods south of the Grove, trying to get away from it all. Sun's kind of bothering me. Anyway, hopefully the camera angle's good. So I've been reflecting upon all those years of email and phone calls about people wanting to make documentaries. And it's been pretty cool. Sometimes I have to decline, going on their documentaries for my own personal reasons. But, I give them whatever information they were asking for. If I got it, they can have it. Anything to help the Grove. There was this one guy about 10 years ago or something, and he provided some copies of his work, some links, and he wanted me to be like a part of it. He wanted me to do like the voice or whatever, I could help out with. And I saw some of his quality, and it was kind of embarrassing, and I didn't want to, let him down too much, but I just said no thank you, basically, and here's the information you might need, and good luck. But yeah, that was like 10 years ago. So eventually he did do it. Apparently he was upset that I didn't want to take part in this documentary, so he started bad-mouthing me, which, whatever, man, it happens. Egos. But a bunch of people came together, and they tried making something called the REAL Bachelors Grove documentary, and this was the same guy. So he gets these people together. Apparently it didn't go over too well, and it's gotten something like 60,000 views. And apparently there's a review. No, not apparently. There is a review online of this thing. It's about an hour long or something. Always got planes here. In the review, though, they make a lot of good points. They did, bash a lot, too. So I can't really tell you right now what I agree with, what I don't agree with. However, there are a lot of points that I do agree with. And it was a very, very terrible documentary. I don't even know if I should get into the full details of it, all right? But I kind of want to just get in touch with the people that did this review and repost it with this video, or I could just provide a link, which should be faster at the moment. Provide a link and let you go watch it. One of the things that I did want to talk about, though, is, I agree with them on that this documentary that was supposed to show the real Bachelors Grove, all they did was talk about pretty much bullshit. It wasn't very thorough. You know what I mean? It wasn't that, you got to have your history, yeah, but then there's people that are into the paranormal and, that kind of stuff. And however you want to do this kind of documentary, but you got to be kind of thorough. And when they got into the paranormal aspect of things, when I first saw it, actually I was out of state at the time when I first saw it, and I was just sitting there on the couch cringing. I was actually embarrassed, really embarrassed, even though I didn't take part in this thing. It was, not directly at least. Dale Kaczmarek did the voice on it, which he got a lot of criticism for. And all he did pretty much, it seemed, was read line by line some of the stuff that I written just for the general history background on the legends of Bachelors Grove, whether they were real or not. But they just were stories that stuck with this place, how the paranormal aspect all came about. I guess it didn't go over well. No, it didn't. It makes for a boring, planes again, makes for a boring read in some ways. So to read that line by line in a documentary, I found it hilarious because I fell asleep during this documentary. Here I am, a diehard Grove guy, and I fell asleep during it. And these guys doing the review were talking about how they fell asleep during it. It is pretty fucking boring. Just the whole approach was bad. I make friends and I make a lot of enemies. And I guess if I did go thorough on this thing, do my own review. Maybe I'll just go ahead and do my own review with some time, but I'll make even more enemies. I just try to be straightforward, and tell it like it is. And these guys who did the review seem to do a fair job sometimes. Again, they're also pretty harsh, but whatever, you know, it happens. However, during this review, they did bring up something about, well, how come they're not mentioning any of the current stuff, any of the real stuff that's happening with the Grove? Like the restoration group that tried to lock up the place and do some like shady things with it. And when you watch their review, the restoration group that they're talking about isn't the Grove Restoration Project. It was actually a separate group of people at the time that were trying to basically actually destroy the Grove Restoration Project and try to take over in some way so that they can do shady things. So no, when they mention that, it's not the Grove Restoration Project, it's somebody else. Just when I thought I was clear with the plane. Forget it, I'll just let it roll. I want to do my own review, but go ahead and just watch this other review. So look at the link at the bottom here on YouTube. If I post this to Facebook, look at the comment section, go back to YouTube, check that out. Of course, if I do a review, do like a Mystery Science Theater 3000 or 2000 version review, it's going to be, you know, as long as the documentary, just like these guys are trying to do. Have fun. Remember, not all of their opinions are my own, but they do make a lot of good points. The Grove is maybe a fun place to visit. Oh, there's a horse going right by. Anyway, the Grove is a fun place to visit. Yeah, see horses. But take it also a little serious, especially when it comes to the weird, strange, unusual stuff. Gives you an interesting perspective on life. However, the documentary of the REAL Bachelors Grove, I wish it could just go away because it really is an embarrassment. So go ahead, watch I would say watch the review first, and then if you want to, go ahead and watch the actual documentary. But be warned, you're probably going to fall asleep. Have fun.